Everyone, I'm Kim with Abundant Life Tarot. I wanted to do a quick follow-up regarding Heidi Planck, and she disappeared was last seen October 17th, 2021 and was reported missing on October 20th. And I wanted to take a look at what's going on now with regards to that Daily Mail article that came out about her, the custodial issues she and Jim had, and what I found out later from her cousin on another YouTube video is that she had lost custody for 2 years from 2015 to 2017 of her son, but then she gained custody, joint custody, and things seemingly have been going okay since, which ties into the reading we did before. But I wanted to touch base and see what's going on with her, or what can we pick up energetically, right? And what's coming up next for the investigation. Oh my God, we got photos, fraud, okay, friends, evidence, investigator, okay, child, con man, and one more spirit, thank you. This is interesting. I actually did a much longer version of this updates video on my website at abundantlifetarot.com. For my members, this particular video is free, like to join. You can join and be able to watch it, but it's just like a 40-minute video that goes into a lot more deeper tarot and oracle card reading about her situation as of November 27th, 2021. But I wanted to do something short and sweet for YouTube. And I may publish it here. I haven't decided yet if I'll publish it on the channel or not. So you may see it, but if you're wondering where that longer version is of this more detailed updates video reading that I've done for her, check out my website, abundantlifetarot.com, and you'll be able to see the video there. All right. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to zoom in. We got some interesting stuff coming up here, and I find it very interesting. We got photos, fraud, friends, evidence, investigator, child, con man, and accident. I'm concerned about things coming up, like demonstrating that it was something accidentally happened to her, an accidental overdose, an accident with a car, an accident, something accidental with her. But it's one of those situations where you can't take it for face value, okay? That's what I'm getting strongly here. And I say that for a number of reasons. So we have photos, fraud, friends, evidence, investigator, child, comment, and accident. Interestingly enough, when I did the more detailed 40-minute updates video reading on my website, investigator came up. That card came up in the reading as well. And this is a 78 card deck, all right? And I shuffled this like a gazillion times between doing the two readings. And not a gazillion times. You know what I mean? Like 7 times. I try to shuffle it a lot of times in between readings to make sure the cards are fully mixed. Investigator is telling me that the police are very much involved. Authorities are very much involved. There's investigations all up the yin-yang, all over the place. Federal as well as local jurisdictions, okay? Also, I'm picking up on her family, either exploring, perhaps exploring hiring a PI, or have consulted with a PI, or have hired a private investigator, okay? But I'm also picking up that you don't take what you see for face value. Like, there's been things that have come out recently, like in the Daily Mail, and it only shows one side of things slanted against Heidi. And as I started to think about that first reading I did, like maybe 20 minutes ago, the detailed reading, and there was a card that said hired help. What that told me is someone was hired, like a public relations person. Someone was hired to put that story out there, to plant that story, to plant things for us to see at face value, to place a judgment on her, so that way it wouldn't look like, so for example, if she was in an accident, or if there was drugs found in her system, or if something happened to her body or to her person, that we would just be like, oh, well, that makes sense. It was just an accident, accidental overdose, car accident. You see what I'm saying? So it's interesting. We have to follow the money on who planted that. The Daily Mail could have just simply started digging around, looking at court documents. It's interesting, though, that they didn't put out the final divorce decree or the final custodial arrangements. They only talk about back when they were fighting for custody, not what was recently going on in 2021, but what was going on back in, I'm thinking it was 2015, 2014. I'm not quite sure. I can't recall the year. So I thought that was interesting. Hired help also, when that card, I started to ruminate over, and this is why I decided to do a quick little snapshot reading here. It started to make me wonder, did someone hire someone to hurt her or to make her go away, to keep their hands clean, or to rid them of her because she's causing them a lot of grief or a lot of inconvenience? That also was coming up. And so I wanted to talk about that here in this reading. And I encourage you, like I said, check out my website. I put the link in the description box so you can easily access it. In case I don't publish it here on the channel. I have to say that, because sometimes I like to put things just exclusively on my website, and then most of the time I put stuff here on the channel, but I've been lately trying to have more of a presence on my website just to make sure I have my content diversified, if you know what I mean, okay? And I won't go further into that. Photos. So that speaks to that Daily Mail article. That speaks to also the investigation of what may be coming out, more information. This is over the investigator card. So this could be the police, maybe even viewing photos, seeing photos, photos being a very big part of the investigation, surveillance, still shots of surveillance. It could be that. So even though it feels like things have been very stagnant with the investigation, behind the scenes, for what we don't know, things have been moving. There are folks who know the answers, okay? Fraud, con man comes up. That is so interesting to me. And I say that also because we know that her boss, another interesting player in this whole thing that's been going on with Heidi, is that he's been investigated, or being investigated actively, for some allegations of fraud to the tune of like $43 million. That's just one. And he's actually slotted to lose a lot of money as a result of this fraud investigation. And his partner, also named Jason, coincidentally enough, was convicted and is serving 15 years in federal prison as it relates to some things, some shady shenanigans coming out of their business, okay? So that is interesting to me. Some people are saying it could just be her ex who is, who's doing all this talking, throwing all this attention towards her boss. And what I will say is this, in the reading that I did, like not even 20, 30 minutes ago, whoever is the cause of her disappearance, this is not someone who she did not know. This is someone that she knows. She left because of someone she knew. I say that she's familiar. We have the friends card. She's familiar with this person. At one point, she considered this person a friend or someone that she could trust. Could that be a boss? Yes. Could that be her ex-husband? Yes. Could it be someone else that we don't know entirely who lives in the Hope and Flower building? Yes. That is unknown to us, but this is someone who's familiar to her. Evidence is going to be coming out. I talk about that in the video that I recorded before. I didn't want to put a super long video on YouTube because I know you guys get tired of watching long videos. I mean, I'm guessing you do. I don't know. But in that video, I detail like what's to come in with the tarot card. Like I think we got the Four of Pentacles, and then we got a vehicle oracle card that came up, and what was it? Not free. It was like can't escape. So those cards came up about what's next in the investigation. So the investigation is moving along. Yes, there's been hardly any news at all about her case, but don't think that it's not moving along. Child. So this would, child next to con man, and then we talked about the accident card. Child. And this person has angel wings. She loves her child. I don't think for a moment that she would just run off without her making sure her child is okay. Now, what this could mean is two things. It could literally mean that she did leave and went away for a while, and now her ex knows, and so he went ahead and filed for full custody, emergency full custody, and that's why things are being mum in the news. No one's talking about it. Or it could mean that she is being held against her will, or she's not able to be near her child, but her child is a priority. She would just not willingly leave her child with no answers, she wouldn't do that. She knows that she means a lot to her child, and her child means the world to her. So, yeah. She's not leaving, like some people were mentioning, I saw on, in the social media world, that she just ran off. This card to me confirms that she did not just run off. There's a fraud, a heavy presence of what's coloring her case, what's coloring this whole investigation is a fraud and con man stuff. Someone putting out a false face. Someone putting up a false persona. A fraud to us, a fraud to her, a fraud to many is what I'm getting here with this con man. Someone she trusted, okay? And I'm concerned because what may come of it is that, and we talked about it in the longer video, is that her car, there's going to be information coming about where her car is, or her car, or more information is to come, like maybe surveillance has seen her vehicle. So the authorities are going to be kind of releasing a little bit of information at the time, or coming up, and some people may speculate, oh, it's an accident, something happened with her. But that's like face value stuff. That is not really what went on with her. And that it is going to be imperative to get to the bottom of things in her case, to not take things for face value, because there is something going on here. We all have a past. If someone looked in my past, they would see that I had been diagnosed with depression at different points in my life, that I have been prescribed medications. And I'm talking about myself personally. That I had been diagnosed with, generalized anxiety disorder. some people could look at that and say she's unstable, or maybe that, when I used to smoke a lot of weed, like some people would judge that at face value. But what I'm saying is, don't judge a book by its cover. Don't look at things just at face value and just brush it off. There's a lot more to this story. There's a lot more cover up going on, a big cover up. Could be pertaining to the child. And that's why I'm not going to just rule out her husband. But I will say this. Whoever has something to do with it, it's not a crime of opportunity. This is not someone who just robbed her for her vehicle and took off and hurt her and left her. This is not someone who, did the R word to her or, assaulted her in that way and left her in an alley, in the gutter or something. No. This is dealing with high crimes. This is dealing with someone who has a motive. Could be both. I've heard that angle too, but I don't know. This could be a lone person here. Lone person who has a motive. If she became too inconvenient for this person, and now they're done. This is someone she trusted. All right, guys, that's it. I'm speaking in circles now, but I just wanted to do a quick little oracle reading about Heidi, where we're at in the investigation, what's coming up energetically as more information is coming up. If you guys are curious, like I said, you know where to find more of the reading. And I'm curious to hear what you have to say about all of what's been going on and what energetically comes up for you when you either see these cards or when you do your own reading, or maybe you're just, you just have your own intuitive, not intuitive insights, but logical insights as to what may be going on here. I want to hear from you. All right, guys, take care. Much love. Bye.